Roman Reigns is officially the undisputed WWE Universal Champion after defeating Brock Lesnar in the biggest WrestleMania match of all time that was a bit anticlimactic. Regardless of the quality of the bout, we need to move on and answer the question, who should dethrone Roman Reigns for the World Championship? If you take a look at his track record, this man went through everyone. Jey Uso could not get the job done. Kevin Owens failed a few times. Bryan was unsuccessful. Edge got humbled. John Cena's huge return and spike in popularity still wasn't enough. Finn Balor never really had a chance. Seth Rollins got rocked, and Brock Lesnar is the newest individual to be added on that list of his current title reign of people that could not defeat the Tribal Chief. It seems like the Tribal Chief has literally defeated every top star that WWE threw at his way, and that is why this question is harder to answer now. I tried to answer it about 7 months ago, but that list seems to be inaccurate now because Finn Balor lost and the WWE released a lot of guys. In today's video, I'm going to name the only 4 wrestlers that could realistically dethrone Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. The first person on the list is the wrestler that WWE should book to beat Roman Reigns for the championship. Nobody really comes close, and that man is Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes should dethrone Roman Reigns for a ton of different reasons. The most important one being that he's the company's second biggest star in the men's division right outside of Roman Reigns. When it comes to popularity, it is Roman Reigns at number 1 and then Cody Rhodes right there at number 2. The WrestleMania Google search numbers also came out, and Cody Rhodes was even more searched than Roman Reigns. That is pretty impressive. Then again, it was his grand return, so the circumstances were a little bit different. Anyways, the American Nightmare is clearly one of the biggest names right now in the WWE, and what you do with those names, you put the world championships on the biggest wrestlers. That is how this business has always been. It doesn't even matter that he's 36 years old. Cody Rhodes is here to stay for at least the next decade, in my opinion. I don't know if he's going to go back to AEW, but at least 5 years. I think he's the right person because the story is literally right there for WWE. Last night, Cody spoke about winning the title that his father could never win. It was emotional, and I believe that it will be even more emotional if he accomplishes this goal. The WWE can even build a story around Cody Rhodes versus Roman's family and their legacies playing a role in it. What's even more important than all of that, though, is that this would be great for AEW wrestlers to look at WWE when their contracts are up. All Elite Wrestling has done a great job at making every wrestler fear from joining WWE, but if Cody can become the world champion, then it could get the attention of Wardlow, Jade Cargill, and MJF. Cody is basically a lab rat, and the WWE has to treat him right in order to bring more talent from other companies. The only person that was featured in my previous video on who should dethrone Roman Reigns that also makes it on this list is Seth freaking Rollins. It has honestly been forever since Rollins has been the world champion. In fact, it's been about 3 years. The last time Seth Rollins was a world champion, the pandemic wasn't a thing and Chad Gable's name was Shorty G. So it's safe to say that a lot has changed and it's been a while. That is why Seth Rollins is due for another world championship reign, and beating Roman Reigns would probably be perfect. If you also consider the fact that he's doing the best work of his career right now, then you can agree and say that he definitely needs to win a belt. Also, the way that the Royal Rumble match ended, he needs some redemption. You cannot end it like that. Roman Reigns literally beat the crap out of him. He disqualified himself and then obliterated him with a steel chair. Seth Rollins didn't even do anything about this. The WWE has an opportunity to give him a big babyface push while having him defeat Roman Reigns. If I was booking it, I would have Cody versus Seth versus Roman at the next pay-per-view just for the WWE Championship, and that is when Cody pins Seth Rollins, so therefore Roman doesn't get pinned, but he still wins the title, and then down the line, Seth Rollins would have a singles match with Roman Reigns at SummerSlam and beats him clean. That way, you have Cody and Seth as the world champions, and Roman Reigns can wrestle The Rock without making it a championship match. Bron Breakker is 24 years old, and I already think he is going to be WWE's next big star. The young promising star has been a massive success in NXT over the last year. WWE can mimic the booking I just mentioned. Cody beats Roman for the WWE title, and Braun Breaker is the one to finally pin him clean for the Universal Championship at WrestleMania 39, and I would not even be against this idea. Braun Breaker has the talent, he has the look, and he has the athletic ability. It would make total sense to use Roman Reigns to make this kid an absolute star. I'd imagine that this moment would be very similar to The Rock versus Brock Lesnar from SummerSlam in 2002. Braun should be pushed to the moon. Some fans will say that he's being shoved down our throat, but I say who cares? This is a big investment and you need to treat them like stars. A new report even came out stating that WWE wants younger superstars to be on the main roster at a young age and not when they're 35. There isn't a better young talented wrestler than Braun Breaker right now. This seems unrealistic, but the WWE should really consider it, as I believe it would be a very good idea. It's definitely a risk because you don't know how well he would do on the main roster or how long he would stay in the business. Like I said, it's a risk, but that is a risk that the company has got to take. This could only happen if The Rock does not wrestle at WrestleMania next year, but some could even make the argument that building the future of WWE is more important than a match with The Rock. I'm not going to tell you what I think, but you guys can go crazy in the comments below. And the last person that could possibly defeat Roman Reigns and dethrone him from his championship reign is Gable Steveson. Out of everybody on this list, he is definitely the least likely to be the one that beats Roman Reigns, but there is still a slight possibility. The company's clearly all in on him. He made his WWE debut technically at WrestleMania in a segment with Chad Gable. It was a fun moment, and I think Chad Gable would probably be an ideal first opponent for him. WWE booking Gable Steveson to pin Roman Reigns, becoming the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, would be huge for his career. It would be monumental. It's even believable because this man is an Olympic gold medalist just like Kurt Angle, and he's kicking everyone's ass around the world, so he could definitely kick Roman's ass. Part of me thinks that this idea would simply be rejected by the WWE audience. Seems like they wouldn't be happy with him because some people weren't even happy with his appearance at WrestleMania 38. But I don't think it matters. The WWE seems very adamant at making this guy a star, and this could be the way they do it. I can see it happening. The main concern with Gable Steveson being the one to dethrone Roman Reigns is the fact that he really does not have any WWE or wrestling experience when it comes to pro wrestling. Like, I understand he's an amateur wrestler and he's going to learn quickly, but he doesn't have the experience. He doesn't have the experience of the camera work, where to be in the shot, and all that kind of stuff. The facial expressions are also very important, and he's very far behind. So if you do want this guy to beat Roman Reigns, I think it might have to take 2 years, and I don't think that WWE is going to wait until WrestleMania 40 for Gable Steveson to beat Roman Reigns. So that might be a problem, but you never know. Some people learn this stuff really quickly. We will have to wait and see. Anyways, that is it for the video, guys. That is who I think should dethrone Roman Reigns, or who has a chance of dethroning him. Let me know yours in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed the video. Please leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you all in the next video.